I'd like to welcome everyone to the Emmaus Borough Council meeting. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
United States of America. Stand.
Okay, for the record, we have Councilman Balliet here by video, and at this time, Councilwoman Baumgartner is absent. Moving to personal appeals part 1. If anyone has an appeal, please approach the podium and state your name and where you're from, and you have 5 minutes for your appeal. Hearing none, we'll go to Sarah, if you could unmute our video guests and see if anyone has a public appeal. If you have an appeal, just speak up, state your name, and give us your appeal. All right, hearing none, we'll have you mute them again, and we'll move on to Community Minute. Does anybody have anything to bring forward for the Community Minute? Oh, and I also wanted to state that our borough manager is attending by video also. I believe it's the first time since I'm on council that he has not been here for a meeting. I might be wrong, but that's what I remember. Anybody with a Community Minute?
I do.
Madam Mayor?
Thursday, October 7th is Community Heroes at the Public Library from 6 to 8 p.m. So if you want to come out, meet your emergency responders, they'll be there. Other than that.
Thank you. We have no special presentations tonight. We have the meeting minutes from September 20th, 2021. Would somebody like to make a motion to approve the minutes? Councilman Hart, seconded by Councilwoman McManaman. Any additions or corrections? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed say no. There are 6 ayes. We have no decisions on bids. Moving on to communications, we received, I guess the civil service is reappointing John Ashley as a solicitor, but that will not occur until we do all our reappointments in January after the new council convenes. We received a letter from Meals on Wheel, which we receive yearly, requesting funds that will go to the budget process. Recreation and Entertainment Commission request for 2002 Summer Concert Series and Movie Nights in the Park. The dates were forwarded to us, and that will go to staff. We have no borough engineers report, solicitors report. Jason.
Everything will be addressed later throughout the agenda, so I have nothing.
Thank you. That leaves us to unfinished business part 1. We have ordinance 1215. It had its first reading September 20th, and tonight is our second reading of it. It's an ordinance dealing with small wireless facilities in the borough of Emmaus right away, which provides for the purpose and scope, definitions, permitted uses, application, fees, siting, removal, alteration, and co-location. Would somebody like to make a motion to approve ordinance 1215? Councilman Dufresne, seconded by Councilman Anders. Any discussion or comments, questions? Hearing none, this is a roll call vote. Councilwoman McManaman?
Aye.
Councilman Anders?
Aye.
Councilman Balliet?
Aye.
Councilman Hart?
Aye.
Councilman Dufresne?
Aye.
Councilman Ladenburg? Aye. There are 6 ayes. We have no new business, no unfinished business part 2. Does anybody have anything to bring forward that was not on the agenda? All right, that leads us to the mayor's report and her proclamation.
It seems like I'm always doing proclamations. This is Proclamation 2021-520, Trick or Treat Night. Whereas the Borough of Emmaus has deemed it appropriate to designate a special night in the borough as Trick or Treat Night. And whereas the children of the borough are entitled to the fun and festive associated with the observance of Halloween trick-or-treat custom. That is going from door to door in their neighborhoods, displaying their costumes and requesting treats. And whereas the safety of these small creatures is assured by accompanying adult and is a source of amusement and good cheer for both the very young and the older people whom they visit and entertain. Now, therefore, I, Leanne Gilbert, Mayor of the Borough of UMass, Pennsylvania, do hereby proclaim Friday, October 29th, 2021 as Trick-or-Treat Night in the borough, and with all trick-or-treat activities to be conducted between the hours of 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. I request that households indicate their willingness to welcome children by keeping their porch or exterior lights on, and that youngsters only call on homes so lighted. Done this 4th day of October 2021, the Borough of UMass, Lehigh County, Pennsylvania. Other than that, I report progress.
Thank you, Mayor. Pointed out to me that there was a communication on our desk. I just want to point out that we received a letter from Rupa Parikh. There was a building sold, a commercial building sold on 63 South 7th Street, and is addressing an issue with regards to parking, and I'll send that to the Public Safety Committee. Thank you.
Yeah, just real quick, this is an ordinance that Borough Council had passed a couple years ago to address a concern from a resident with parking issues there. And now this individual seems to want that to be repealed.
Okay, thank you. So we'll send that to the committee, and they can, or unless you just need to do that, the staff needs to do that just to remove the ordinance.
No, I think there needs to be a larger discussion about that.
All right, so the committee will discuss that. All right, speaking of committees, committee reports, Public Works Committee, Chairman Anders.
Thank you, Mr. President. We have no official action this evening. We meet October 13th at 4 p.m. via Zoom. Thank you. I'll report progress.
Thank you. Health, Sanitation, and Codes Committee, Chairman Balliet.
Thank you, Mr. President. Tonight I have one item on our agenda for action, and that would be appointing Carl Hartwig to the joint EAC with a term expiring 3/7 of 2024. And with that, I'd like to place that in the form of a motion.
Motion by Councilman Balliet. Is there a second? Councilwoman McManaman. Any discussion? All those in favor? Oh, Councilman Hart.
Yeah, it's probably the best time to bring it up because it precipitated discussion at the committee, and it occurred
Can you get a little closer, please?
It occurred at another committee also, the discussion. And it's a desire on the part of at least 3 council members to include inviting somebody from the board or commission to the interview process as an optional item, because sometimes we're talking to people we really don't know, and it would be helpful to have that technical background, whatever. So it would be left up to the, we talked to Mr. Pepe about it, and he said it would be up to the chair of the committee to determine whether you want to invite someone to participate in that interview process. I think it's a good idea.
Thank you. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Those opposed say no. There are 6 ayes.
Our meeting notes are attached. We have our next meeting is going to be October 27th at 4:45. And with that, I will report progress.
I read the meeting notes, and I just have a suggestion. You were debating whether the hazardous waste day and the dumpster day, whether to have them
yearly or
I just have an idea. Do one every other year. So do dumpster, then hazardous, then dumpster, then hazardous, and do each one every other year. It's just my thought on it. So
yeah, I think we'll gather some more facts after our event
hazardous
here at
day.
the end of the month, and we'll see where the facts lay. But I think that's also a great suggestion, Mr. President. Thank you.
You're welcome. Parks and Recreation Committee Chairwoman Baumgartner is not here, so either Chairman or Councilman Anders or Councilman Balliet can give a report in her absence.
I'll just quickly mention that the meeting tomorrow is canceled.
Okay.
I would, if Roy would concur, I would say that at this point there is no report. I would report progress, and tomorrow's meeting is canceled.
All right. Was the public meeting held the other night, and how well attended was it?
It was, and we had 25 attendees.
That's better than normal?
That's the most that we had throughout the entire process. And that is the last public meeting. The study is completed. There was one individual that we've never heard from before that attended the meeting, and I forget what his suggestion was, but it was a very good suggestion. And it was feedback like that we kind of wish that we would have seen throughout the rest of the public meetings.
It had to do with the dog park at the train crossing.
That's right. Horns. That's right. Because one of the proposals was perhaps a dog park could be near the waterworks building, because we have some open green space there, and it seems it seems like a great spot to put one. It's away from houses, but coming from a person that doesn't own a dog, never really thought that the train blows the horn, very loud and very long throughout that entire area, and he felt that that would probably be a very underutilized space, because
that's close to the whole borough, though.
Yeah, people wouldn't want to take their dog there.
Issue.
Yeah, so.
But yeah, it was very, because we grew up with it, so we don't think of that.
Right. Well, but it was very good feedback. The public meeting process is over. They are preparing their final reports for us, and we should be seeing those in the next week or two.
Thank you for the update. Progress for that committee then?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Sir.
Public Safety Committee, Chairman Hart.
Thank you, Mr. President. There was no business held since the last council meeting, so I have nothing to report. Our next meeting is scheduled for October 11th at 9:15 a.m. as a Zoom meeting. I report progress.
Thank you. General Administration Committee, we addressed ordinance 1215, and you see the 3 pages of meeting notes. I just want to make a note. If you haven't noticed, Sarah, our assistant borough manager, is now doing the meeting minutes. And to be honest with you, I didn't even realize it until I got to the very end and I saw our name. So you're doing a great job, because actually I thought Shane was still doing it until I saw your name. So I could not even tell the difference, really. So good job. Budget and Finance Committee, Chairman Dufresne.
Thank you. I have for action tonight the bill list resolution 2021-40, resolved by Borough Council to authorize payment of the October 4th, 2021 bill list as follows. Bill list $275,031.59. Payroll number 19, $175,973.56. Payroll taxes $56,231.18 for a total of $507,236.33 done this 4th of October 2021, and I put that in the form of a motion.
Motion by Councilman Dufresne. Is there a second? Councilman Hart. Any questions on the bills? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. There are 6 ayes.
You can see the significant revenue and expense items in there, and you can also see the Budget and Finance Committee notes from our last meeting in there. Our next meeting is Thursday, October 7th at 11 a.m. via Zoom, and I report progress.
Thank you. Community Relations Planning and Development Committee, Chairwoman McManaman.
Thank you, Mr. President. We do have one item for official action this evening. As you all are aware, in your packet, you have an agreement from HGTV Discovery Channel regarding the mural and the sweepstakes. So Mr. Ulrich has reviewed and made suggested changes. We still do have a little bit of work to do on Exhibit A of that agreement. So I'd like to make a motion. We approve the agreement contingent upon our solicitor's final approval.
All right, there's a motion by Councilwoman McManaman. Is there a second? Councilman Anders. Any discussion on this? All those in favor say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Those opposed say no. There are 6 ayes.
Our next meeting is October 11th at 4:30 via Zoom, and I report progress.
Going back to General Administration Committee, our next meeting is October 7th. I failed to mention that at 9 a.m. We're still having that, Shane?
Yeah, it'll be 6 o'clock my time. I'll be up and ready for it.
They have coffee out there, right?
Well, my schedule is still on East Coast, so 4 a.m., 3 a.m. is still my wake up time.
All right. That leads us, well, you have boards and commission meeting minutes, 4 different groups there. Personal appeals part 2. Does anybody have a personal appeal? We'll unmute our virtual guests, see if anyone there has an appeal. All right, hearing none. We'll allow her to mute them. And then that leads us to Borough Manager's report. Is the fill-in Borough Manager or the actual Borough Manager during video going to do it?
Yeah, so I've got it. Unless Sarah, unless you want to take over.
No, you got it.
So first and foremost, as you'll see on the agenda, Chris Lubinetsky has fulfilled the requirements to become a master firefighter. So what I would need from you is to vote to approve his promotion per the contract.
All right, there's a motion to approve the promotion to master firefighter. Councilman Hart, seconded by Councilwoman McManaman. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed say no. There are 6 ayes.
So I just want to mention that Chris has been with our fire department for a long time. And he's also a member of our safety committee, very good firefighter. I'm happy to see that he's moved forward with his progression of getting certifications. The next person who is up for a promotion to Public Works level 4 is Jermaine Hussett. He has fulfilled all the requirements to per the contract to be in Public Works class 4. So I would need an approval for that.
Shane, if I may, if you haven't read his letter, it's 2 paragraphs. It's a very kind letter and very appreciative. So if you didn't read it, please read it.
I'll make that motion, Mr. President.
There's a motion by Councilman Balia. Is there a second? Councilman Dufresne? Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Those opposed say no. There are 6 ayes.
Next thing I want to tell you is that I hired Harry Hunn IV as a firefighter. Harry is, as you'll see in the application, he's actually a full-time professionally paid firefighter down in the southern part of Pennsylvania. He's going to be able to give us a nice chunk of his time to be part of our fire department. So we did hire Harry Hunn IV. 2 more things that I want to mention. First and foremost, 2 of our Public Works employees, Jermaine Hussett, and we just found out last night, Matthew Bockert, have both been deployed due to the immigration status of people coming in from Afghanistan. They both have positions in their respective branches of the military where they are going to be assisting with the logistics of that immigration. So Jermaine has been deployed. We're hoping that he'll be back in February. Matthew is going to be deployed, and they're telling him it could be 6 to 8 months for his deployment. So, you know, we would wish them the very best.
Will we just live with the shortage, or will we be able to maybe make adjustments through part-time?
So we'll talk about that in executive session, as we're going to talk about union negotiations as well.
Okay, thank you.
The last thing I want to tell you is that we have executed the lease agreement with Phoebe. We have to send them a piece of insurance information that we're still waiting for the stuff to get back from our insurance company, and that will all be official. It looks like the beginning of December, Borough Hall operations will be located on South 10th Street, and our Borough Council meetings, Planning Commission meetings, and Zoning Hearing Board meetings will be taking place at St. John's UCC on North 4th. We are putting a blurb in the newsletter about that. And as the time gets near and we have firm dates, we'll also put out more press releases. And I will report progress unless you have any questions for me. Anybody have questions for Shane? All right, that leads us to President's business. I have nothing to report. We have an executive session to discuss personnel issues and contract with no decisions to be made. We are recessing at 7:21. Reconvening at 7:34 from executive session. We are not taking any action. Is there a motion to adjourn? Councilwoman McManaman, second. Councilman Dufresne. All those in favor say aye. 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 Those opposed say no. There are 6 ayes. Meeting adjourned at 7:35. Go ahead and hit stop, sir.